our cue to go. Just as always, we'll start on camera 4, go to camera 2, and then we're off and running.
Okay.
Right? Are we streaming? No worries. Camera 4, camera 2, here you come. Let's make sure Justin's live. You got your timing, get a little clock there.
I do. I don't know about you guys.
All right, go ahead and hit record. Everybody's on vibrate. Stand by. We are recording. I see that light. That's always a beautiful thing. We're on camera 4. Stand by. 3, 2, Justin, whenever you're ready.
And welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, renter, seasoned investor, or even looking to sell your house, this show is designed just for you. Think of it like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room, but with my attorney advice throughout the way. If you have any questions whatsoever, I have people standing by right now to answer them. All you have to do is call 407-205-0400. If you want to start your house hunt this weekend, you're going to need a pre-approval letter. That's why Dallas Lehman is also standing by with You Have Mortgage. Same phone number, 407-205-0400. Amazing show in store for you today, but first, it's time for the opening statement. You often ask me, Justin, should I buy a house in a homeowners association community or not? Now, I'm going to warn you, this could get a little bit ugly, so put your seatbelts on. But asking whether in Florida you should buy a house in an HOA is a very complicated and difficult question because Florida, of course, has more HOA communities than any other state in the nation, and it's not even close. 47,900 HOA communities in Florida, and 9.6 million of you live in a homeowners association community. A state that we often get compared to is Nevada. Let's look at Nevada. 3,200 HOAs and 646,000 people. That's it, that live in an HOA. So Florida is by far and away the state with the most HOAs. And many people would say they're like God. They think they can do whatever they want. They have all sorts of power. And let's make no mistake, they do have a lot of power. The first thing that they can do that you need to be very careful of is they can come take your house. They can come foreclose on you. In fact, they can come foreclose on you way faster than a mortgage company can. HOA attorneys specialize in just HOA law. They're not going to have a pile of 500 or 1,000 files like a bank attorney is going to have. If you don't pay your HOA, they can come and foreclose on your house and take your house just like that. So you don't want to take this non-payment to the HOA lightly. Be very, very careful. But also think about this. There's a whole group of investors out there that all they do is go to these foreclosure auctions looking for HOA foreclosures to purchase. So what they do is they'll come in. They know you have a mortgage, but they'll come buy your HOA foreclosure for, say, $20,000, $30,000. They will kick you out. Then they will rent the house to someone else until the bank comes and forecloses on you, and you've lost all your power because now you're not the title owner anymore. So HOAs can be very, very dangerous when it comes to not paying that bill. And they don't really negotiate that much either. So, look, I didn't pay $300. I lost the check. They lost the check, whatever. That $300 that you owe them can quickly become $3,000 or $5,000 because they're going to start adding attorney's fees, interest, penalties, all of this stuff that's going to make you super angry. But I want to be very clear with you, they can come and foreclose on your house. That's number one. Number two, HOA, the annoying guy driving down the street, he has no job, he's retired. He's like, well, he's measuring your grass. I mean, no one likes this. No one likes this guy who's driving around all the time just seemingly picking on you. Your neighbor has the same grass. They're not getting the letters right. This is one of the big problems with HOAs is you get these people that they have nothing else to do. They have nothing better to do than come just make your life miserable. This is one of the problems with a homeowners association. You buy a house. You don't want to rent anymore, so you finally buy your house so you can have something that's your own. This is my house. No one's going to mess with my house. Well, kinda. Kinda. But in Florida, an HOA has a lien essentially against your house. So, I mean, in some ways, they're kind of joint owners with you when you live in a homeowners association community. I mean, some of the positives, I mean, I guess they keep the neighborhood nice. You know, they might take care of the common areas. You might have a park with a basketball hoop, that sort of thing. They keep the pool clean. Maybe they resolved to sort of help take care of the neighborhood and make sure it's nice. The cons are what we've already talked about. But here's another con. What about assessments, especially those of you in a townhouse or a condominium? If they're running low on money, even though you're paying $300-400 a month or whatever it is, they could just one day have a meeting and say, oh, you owe us $9,000 or $8,000 because we got to fix the roof in this place. So these assessments can be very, very scary as well. So HOAs, look, in Florida, I mean, we don't have much of a choice. I mean, unless you really live in more of a rural area, there are not a lot of houses, certainly in communities, that you're going to be able to avoid HOAs. But if you're one of these guys who, you know, you really don't like someone telling you what to do, you might want to seriously consider moving out a little further into a place that does not have a homeowners association, because HOAs can be a little bit oppressive, and they do have a lot of power. And if you're one of these people who you don't like anyone telling you what to do, then a homeowners association may not be the best solution for you. Now, there's one thing that homeowners associations cannot tell you to not do, and that's install solar on your home. Because as a government, as a society, we want more solar. We want to protect the environment. We want people installing solar on their home. HOAs are forbidden from saying that you can't install solar. And that's why I did. I live in an HOA community. They had no say whatsoever when I installed through IQ Power Solar my solar system. And I love getting my electricity bill anymore. $500 I was paying. Automatic draft out of my account every month. $500, $450 on a good month. Now my electricity bill, $40 to $50 a month. And that is all because I went solar, and I did it through IQ Power Solar. Stephen Bader is here to tell us how I did it.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you very much, Stephen, and please call IQ Power Solar at 407-205-0400. And now it's time for real questions. Every week here on You Have Real Estate, we ask real questions to the truly trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. Today on the program, returning guest to my left, I have Louis Lopez.
Thank you.
Louis, how are you, brother?
Good,
to
how
see
are you?
And to my right, it's Vivian Lehman, both with You Have Realty. Welcome back. Thanks for coming.
Always a pleasure.
All right, so let's stick with this HOA thing for just a minute, if you don't mind. Vivian, you've been doing real estate for a long time. What is your take on HOAs? And don't let me skew your opinion. What do you think about HOAs?
I'm actually going to play devil's advocate.
No.
So I think HOAs do play an important part in controlling how you want the whole neighborhood to continue to be at its best. A perfect example would be Markham Woods Road. You have all of these really nice communities, maybe some gated, maybe not some, but some have HOAs, and one particular one doesn't. That community has 1 acre lots, has homes maybe the same age as the other ones, but historically the values are about 15 to 20% less.
Really?
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
Mandarin. I'm going to call it out. The reality is you've got some people in there that have chickens on their lawns. So unless you want to get woken up at 5:30, at the crack of dawn with the rooster.
Well, at least they know what their chicken's eating. You don't know when you go to the grocery store, I guess, right? Cage-free.
So at the same time, yes. I mean, they do serve a purpose. Let's put it that way. But at the same time, yes, they can be controlling. Yes, they can be a pain. I was a president of an HOA, so I understand that.
I was going to ask you, do you recommend, let's say I'm watching this program right now, and I live in an HOA community. Do you recommend that I run for to become a board member of my HOA?
If you want to say in what's going to happen to your home, yes. I know it's a pain, but that's what it boils down to, because you've got a lot of people that don't have anything better to do that are going to sit on that board, and they're the ones patrolling.
when you were president, were you covered by some kind of insurance policy to where if you got sued, because people are suing HOAs all the time now, they really are.
Yeah.
And if the board got sued, would you be protected, or could they sue you personally?
Even though I was HOA president, we still had a management company, and then we still had insurance. You know, we carried director's insurance, and we also carried insurance for the community.
Do you know about, I was talking earlier about this whole group of investors that all they do is go around and bid on foreclosure, on HOA foreclosures. I mean, I'm right, correct? You know
Yes.
these people, don't
Yes.
you?
Yes.
And then they will kick the person out, and then they'll rent it just until the time that the bank forecloses.
Yeah, and there's methods of, you know, stalling that foreclosure. So they're making money all of that time. They don't care about the mortgage that's on the property. I agree.
Exactly. Any experience you've had with HOAs, good or bad, Lewis?
Generally bad.
Bad?
Yeah,
Give me an
generally.
example.
Well, for starters, anytime that we most of the buyers, right, one of the first questions out of their mouths is, how much does it cost, right?
Yeah.
And then the second question after that is, what do you cover? And you start to find that in the more newer neighborhoods, if you will, the HOAs are covering less and less and less and less, but it doesn't really dictate the amount monthly that the homeowner pays. So there used to be some sort of correlation where you would say, hey, if I pay $100 a month or 150 or 200, they would come here. And what do you cover? We're here. You know?
Yeah. What sort of disclosures as a seller do I have to make to any potential buyer in regards to my homeowners association?
You will have an addendum that's specific to state that there is an HOA. Why I actually because you're going into that same situation as a buyer thinking, oh, I might get hit with an assessment, you know, and that's actually in the contract. It's a default. You can choose to say, if there's an assessment in place, have the seller pay it off before you even buy the property. So that's a plus.
HOA fees, I think they vary based on whether it's a residential home, townhouse, condo. How does that work? I mean, which is normally more expensive?
I've found Gulf communities tend to be pretty expensive, and condos.
Condos.
And generally, they'll do HOA fees and condo fees. And that's kind of where they'll get you. If you have a condo, they'll say, hey, the HOA is going to cover the grass, for example, but your condo fee is going to cover the painting of the building or the roof. And so you kind of have this double payment on a monthly expense for something that's not really yours.
And when you get these assessments, let me tell you something. You got to pay them. I mean, there's just you can't just like fight with them. You have to pay it. Normally they'll say, okay, you can pay it over a year or 6 months, depending on how much it is. But if you don't pay it, they can literally come take your property. It can be, your house can be free and clear. If you don't pay your HOA or you don't pay these additional assessments or these special assessments, as they often call them, all they do is come foreclose on you, kick you out. It's very scary, the power that HOAs have here in Florida. Most states, HOAs are not nearly as powerful as they are here in Florida. Mark my words on this. Do you ever work with anyone who buyers, right? Vivian, I'm going to go see some houses with you, but don't you show me any houses with an HOA. I don't want anything to do with an HOA. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
And what is their complaint? Why
and because they had an HOA and had a really bad experience, and they say, I'm never going to do that again. You know, it can go either way.
Who's more likely to get an assessment? A residential property owner, like single-family residence, townhouse, or a condo?
Usually condos and townhouses. You know, it all depends on whether that townhouse is covered for the exterior, like the roof and the painting and stuff like that. Yeah.
Another thing that I've seen, too, with HOAs is I've had clients who they have been behind or have some sort of dispute with their HOA, and they live in a gated community. Where they have like a little thing connected to their car, a little sticker, they can swing right in, no problem, gates open up. They're behind on their HOA, guess what they do?
They cancel that, yeah.
The gate doesn't work. They shut you out of getting in the gate to the community in which you live. What about the pool? You don't have a pool in your backyard, there's a community pool. And you're like, hey, I'm going to take the family, we got the cousins in from Connecticut, we're going to go down to the pool. Can't get in. They lock you out of the pool and the gym and the community areas because you are having a dispute with them.
But is it and this is a legal question.
Yeah.
I understood that even if you were behind, they cannot keep you from access to your home.
Well, so here's the deal. So they can take your gate access away, but then you have to be let in by the guard.
Okay.
And that's what they do in my neighborhood all the time. So
Yeah.
they will turn off your gate access card where you can't go in the quick way. You've got to wait in line with all the other visitors every time that you come home. Look, it's illegal.
Yeah.
Should it be? I don't know. Maybe should you really? What do you guys think? Should an HOA be allowed to not let us into our own community and not let us use our own community pool? What do you think? Be honest.
I don't know. I think there should be a fine line of how in default are you, and are you somewhat trying to, I don't know, I really think it's a case by case basis,
Yeah.
right? Like if you're in a tight pinch and you're really
You're
trying to
30
make
days
payments,
late, yeah.
right? You're really trying to make payments and you're really trying to work with them, and then they're just gonna just shut you out. I don't agree with the whole gate thing, but maybe the pool or the gym, fine.
Yeah, because those are amenities that
Power that homeowners associations have here in the state of Florida has gotten out of control. I think that Tallahassee needs to rein them in just a little bit. Look, we all want our neighborhoods to look nice, yes, but the power that they've been given in this state has far exceeded where it really needs to go. That's my opinion, but I stand behind that 100,000,000%. Now let me show you some houses in some HOA communities. How about that? Luis Lopez. All right, take me over to Daniel's Landing. Where is this, Luis?
Winter Garden.
A Winter Garden,
Yeah,
a growing area. Still get a good deal down there a little bit, but it's going crazy.
Yeah.
All right, tell me about Daniel's Landing.
It's a 2-bedroom, 2.5-bath townhouse. It has a detached 2-car garage. All the rooms are upstairs, and it's about $215. It's going for $215 at the moment.
Is this a townhouse, you said?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any idea what the I'm not trying to test you, but any idea what the HOA fee is on this one?
It's about $130 a month.
So that's not too bad, because a lot of times with HOAs, or with a townhouse, the HOA will actually cover the roof and that sort of thing in a townhouse normally, right?
And at the same time, it's also better because your insurance is less when they do cover that.
Yeah, exactly. So Daniel's Landing, $215, by the way, too. Do you know what your mortgage payment's going to be on $215? You're looking at like $1,100 a month or
Yeah.
something. You
Yeah.
could rent that thing out for $1,600 probably.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, if you're renting still, I really think that you need to look at putting an offer in on something like this, and you can own your own place and do whatever you want to do with it. If you'd like to see this one, I'll connect you with Lewis right now. 407-205-0400. Let's also go down to Henbury Street. Where's Henbury?
That's in Lake Nona.
Lake Nona.
Yeah, right outside, yeah.
Medical City.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Lake Nona now.
Yeah, I know.
All right, tell me a little bit about Henbury.
This is on a little, I don't want to call it a lake, I guess a little pond, a little water thing in the back. It 5 bedrooms, about
nice.
3,000 square feet, 2-car attached garage, so you don't have to get wet in the rain. This is in a gated community of Eagle Creek, so golf community, and it's for $511.
What I will say, though, about the pond, even if it's not a skiable lake, obviously, when you do have that pond or that body of water behind you, it really helps with neighbors, because you're not going to have, because a lot of these communities like this, you'll have neighbor here, all around you, but if you have the lake or the pond behind you, it really opens it up.
Yeah.
And I mean, I really do think that changes the value of the home significantly, and just the feel, especially when you're in the backyard, you know what I
And
mean?
you get a little bit more privacy, you do.
And what is the price point on this on Henbury Street down in Lake Nona?
$511. was the asking price.
$511. That's a pretty good deal. It looks like, is that a total rehab there? I mean, that kitchen looks really nice.
Brand new. The owner built it in about a year ago, never lived the property, and
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. If you'd like to see this property down in Lake Nona, I'll hook you up with Luis Lopez right away. 407-205-0400. Don't forget as well, if you would like to see any of these properties, you're going to need a pre-approval letter. Dallas Lehman, with You Have Mortgages standing by right now at that very same phone number. He can likely get you pre-approved right as we sit here today. Thank you, Lewis. You're going to stick around for the real estate roundtable, I hope. All right. Vivian Lehman, also a couple of properties here. Now, this is a community that I used to spend a lot of time in. Used to
Really?
play a lot of golf at Dub's Dread.
Yes.
Tell me about this property.
This is a townhouse in a little community called Brandywine, and you can see they've totally redone it. They've done new roofs, they've exterior painting. It has a community pool also, but this particular townhouse, we just put it on the market for $259,900. It is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. All the bedrooms are upstairs. It's about 1,400 square feet. You can see the wood floors, custom accents throughout the house. And that's the master bedroom, which is huge for this size townhome. And then, let's see, the carport itself is enclosed, but you can also use it as a patio, and I think we have some pictures coming up on that. The HOA on this one is $345 a month.
Oh, really?
In this case, again, it covers all the exterior, and you
Okay.
have the pool.
And Dub's Dread, kind of right downtown almost.
You can walk to it. It's
Yeah.
right there.
And so, I mean, it's a really good area if you want, especially if you're a young family or maybe even an empty nester now and you want to get back towards downtown.
Sure.
I think that area is really nice. How does this 1.5 bath differ from 1 bath? And I ask that because you remember the property you sold for me, that the condo I had downtown.
Yeah.
Just having that extra bath made a huge difference, I feel like. Did you think the
Yeah.
half bath does make a difference?
Absolutely. The half bath is on the first floor. It's your guests can use the half bath. They're not coming into your personal space, which is your own master
Exactly.
bathroom.
Any questions
Yeah.
about this, or you'd like to see this property, I'll hook you up with Vivian 407-205-0400, a commercial property, which we've seen before.
Yes.
I mean, this would be awesome for a owner-operator.
Absolutely. Excuse me. The first floor is totally rehabbed, and that could be for your personal use, or you could use the second floor, which is a doctor's office. It has about 6 exam rooms, and you could actually buy it as a doctor and rent out the first floor. I
Yeah.
mean, it's huge. We just dropped the price on this. It's $1,150,000. There's about 2,800 square feet per floor that's leasable, and you have bathrooms on each floor, male and female. And it's right on 434. You can have signage for your business right on 434 for advertising.
Any issues with the building that would prevent me from getting a loan or anything like that as a business owner that you know of?
Not at all.
So,
This is prime property.
and price point, I'm sorry?
$1,150,000.
I mean, that's a pretty good deal, especially, again, you use half, rent half. You probably
Sure.
almost pay the nut on the place just with the rental.
Absolutely.
You know?
Has an elevator too, which is kind of nice.
Awesome. 407-205-0400. Vivian, awesome job. Thank you very much. You're
Thank
going to stick
you.
around for the real estate roundtable, I hope.
Absolutely.
And without further ado, it is time for your favorite part of the show. It's your part of the show. During the week, you can ask me questions by going to youhavepower.com or follow our Facebook page, You Have Real Estate, and you can ask me questions right there, and we might just answer your question next week here on You Have Real Estate. And without further ado, it's the Real Estate Roundtable. Sam in Tampa, great show, Justin. I watch on Facebook at You Have Real Estate. My HOA claims I owe $2,000. Can I still sell my home?
Absolutely. But you'll have to pay that $2,000 at closing
Oh,
from your
there's-
proceeds.
There's the trick right there,
Yeah.
huh? So, I mean, if the HOA says that I owe the money, I can't close. I can't just like say, oh, wait, HOA, so everything's fine, right? How does the HOA prevent me from selling the place without getting them paid?
One of the things that happens right before closing is called an HOA estoppel that the title company will request from the HOA. And you can't close without that. That's how they get you. So if it comes back and it says they're owed such and such, and also it lets the buyer know, hey, these are the HOAs that are due, and they might collect a quarter of the HOAs up front.
Yeah. This estoppel thing is kind of a joke, too. I mean, they have, I don't know, what, law says I
They
think they
hold
have
you
7 days or
hostage.
something like that. But literally, you can have an offer, be ready to go on your house, and we're just literally waiting on the HOA to tell us that we owe nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the craziest thing. And they make us pay for it, right? What's a typical estoppel fee? Do you guys know?
Between $350, $450, if not more.
So you're paying $350 or $400 out of your pocket for the homeowners association to tell you that you don't owe them anything.
Exactly.
How is this in any way rational?
It's not fair. And then you tack on the attorney's fees and everything else if you went into arrears. And I've had situations where it's up to $4,000 or $5,000.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's craziness. Cindy in Tennessee, I watch on Click Orlando. Thank you, Cindy. I really enjoy the show. I'm thinking of a summer home down in Florida. Should I buy in an HOA community? Luis Lopez.
I think you hit the nail on the head earlier. There's not really much of a choice if you want to be near Disney. Most people want to come from other states. Mickey Mouse is the way to go. So it's really going to be dependent upon price point and if you're willing to buy maybe a land on your own and build and so on
And
and so
HOAs
forth.
can govern also whether it can be rented out or not. So
That's
if you're
correct.
looking down Kissimmee,
That's
you
correct.
want to find a community that'll allow you to do that.
That's a great winter. I mean, what are you seeing out there mostly? Are most places allowing you to rent? Or
Some other ones.
Yeah.
Sarah and Eustace, I owed my HOA $300, and now they're saying I owe $6,000 in attorney's fees and interest. What should I do?
Hire an attorney?
Yeah. Call Justin Clark.
Yeah, I guess this is a question for me. It's tough, Sarah. I mean, when you owe them that kind of money, they don't negotiate a lot. Oftentimes, here's what I would do. I'll just be straight up with you. I would ask them to take off the interest, take off some of these penalties, and then ask to get it as low as you possibly can, and then ask them if you can pay monthly over the next 2 years. This is what I find they will often do, is let you pay it over the next year or two. But the longer it goes, the higher it gets. It's just going to spiral out of control when you start owing them this kind of money. And it's tough. It's tough to deal with. But the HOA is definitely something you want to get paid as soon as possible.
Sure.
Excellent job today.
Thank you.
So,
Thanks for
did I
having us.
bash HOAs too badly? Or, it wasn't that bad.
No, I think there's a place for HOAs, and sometimes, and you can fight HOAs.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. But do you want to? Do you want to spend that money? That's the issue.
I never knew
Right.
Vivian Lehman was such an HOA supporter. though,
I
until today.
go both ways. I'm sorry.
I guess that's why we do this show. Luis Lopez, you have Realty. Excellent job, buddy. Thanks
you.
for coming in. Vivian Lehman, is always great to see
Thank
you.
you.
Wonderful job. But most importantly, thank you for joining me today. If you're looking to sell your home or looking to buy a house, all you have to do is call 407-205-0400. Or if you want to get pre-approved right now, call Dallas Lehman, who is standing by the phone. Same phone number, 407-205-0400. I'm attorney Justin Clark, and I'll see you back here next Saturday for another edition of You Have Real Estate.